Hello, freeholders. Charlie Cradaville, New Brunswick today. Can you tell me how many Middlesex County Corrections officers were convicted of crimes in 2019?
Freeholder Director, I can answer that question. The answer is 2.
Okay. And what are their names and what were the crimes?
Mr. Cradaville, that information is not available to the public. I know you're aware that there is posted not only with the prosecutor's office, but on the corrections facilities website, information associated with internal affairs policy and procedures, which identifies various activities, including anyone convicted of a crime, or we would call major discipline. In accordance with the Attorney General's law enforcement directive and the guidelines of the internal affairs policies and procedures, which is by statute 4814-181, information with regard to complainants or corrections officers or law enforcement officers, their personal information is not available. What's posted on the website now for 2019 is the information that is required to be provided to the public, and that's what you have available to you.
Except this rises to the level of a superior court criminal matter. So it is actually a matter of public record what their name is. Can you tell me what their offense was? What crime did they commit? What were they convicted of doing?
We're not providing that information to you because it is not required.
So to be clear, you're refusing to name the criminals that were employed by the county, and if you're refusing to acknowledge what their crimes were, I've been trying to get this information from the warden. He told me he was going to get back to me soon and never did. And now the county is taking a position that protects criminals, people who violated other people or did something that violated our laws, who were on the payroll while they were being paid by the county. They violated the law, and you're protecting them, just like you hired that criminal's company to do work for the county. And this is a real problem because everything we're going through in this country right now is about transparency and accountability and how it's lacking when it comes to law enforcement. And the Middlesex County is saying tonight, you all just heard it, that you refuse to name the criminals who were on your payroll, even though they got caught and convicted. And that is outrageous. Speaking of criminals, does any of the freeholders have any comment on the guilty plea of Ron DeMura, the mayor of Middlesex Borough for many years? Do you have any comment on his criminal conviction? He's a member of your party.
I will comment.
Mr. Kelso, you wanted to say something?
I will give you the commentary from previously so that I can respond to Mr. Cradaville. What is provided on the website is what is required by statute. The Attorney General's directive that has recently been modified provides by the end of 2020 that those synopsis of charges or major discipline will now provide information associated with the names of the officers who are involved, as well as a synopsis of the offense.
This is more than major discipline. This is a crime. This is criminal. This is a conviction in a court of law that was open court. It's public.
I'm telling you what the status of the law is and what we are complying with, which is we are complying with the law. If the law
you are twisting the law to protect criminals, and you are not being transparent about the criminals that were convicted for their work at the MCACC, and that is unacceptable. And I don't think you should be defending it. I'm sad but not surprised.
In each case, it was totally unrelated to their work and their status as employees of the county. And for a fact, the PBAs of the state of New Jersey are challenging that disclosure, and it is inappropriate for the county to go retroactively to disclose that information when it's being challenged by the PBAs. To the extent,
but this is more than major discipline. It's not discipline anymore. It's criminal consequences for criminal conduct. So it is a matter of public record. It was adjudicated in public court, and what you're doing is covering up for them. And you can continue to do that all you want, but I'm going to get their names. I'm going to find out I'm going to reveal.
Time is up. Your time is up, Mr.
How about
Cradaville.
Demura? What about Demura? I asked about Demura.
Thank you for your time. You will be unmuted. You will be muted. Thank you.
Hi there, Charlie Cradaville, New Brunswick today. Deeply concerned about the Freeholder Board protecting criminals. We spoke about 2 convicts at the last meeting, and I just have a simple yes or no question. Can you tell me, are those 2 convicted criminals still employed at the county jail or not?
Freeholder Nara, do you want to address this?
Yes, Charlie, I have to correct you. You on the last meeting date and then today, you keep referring to these 2 employees as convicted criminals, and they are not. And I want to clarify that because under our system of laws, a person is considered a convicted criminal when they have pled guilty and or been found guilty and been sentenced. These 2 individuals have open court cases and they have not been convicted. So under that, they have not been sentenced, they have not been convicted. So you have to be careful about the language that you use. And based on that, they are, we are not releasing their names since they have not been convicted. And they are, there are proceedings that are going ahead as to both of those individuals. But, you know, what you were referring to in terms of the AG's new edict, it all applies to people who have convictions. Neither gentleman has a conviction at this time.
Okay, well, I'm going to interrupt you there and thank you for that. I'm just going to draw your attention to the 2019 Middlesex County Adult Correction Center Professional Standards Summary Form, which will show 2
Yes.
convictions in
Yes.
Superior Court.
Right.
So are you telling me that
And
form is erroneous?
Yes, Charlie, and with apologies, because that was erroneous.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for clarifying that. I have to move on.